Okay, good morning. It's 9 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. You have the agenda, the short agenda before you. I would accept a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Betty, if you'd read the minutes of the August 21st meeting.
August 21st, 2023, Chairman Cluse called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9 a.m. Members present were Cluse, Rasmussen, and Helgevold. Motion by Cluse, seconded by Helgevold to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of August 14th, 2023 were read and approved with 2 corrections. Approved claims for payment. In open forum, Larry Mazdam asked about the communication with the railroad for drainage work that will need completed in DD 36 sub 1 lateral A. Also in open forum, Bob Ritter discussed the drainage district resolution. Motion by Rasmussen, seconded by Helgevold to receive the monthly revenue report from the Wright County Sheriff. Motion carries. Motion by Helgevold, seconded by Rasmussen to approve the 28E agreement with the city of Dallas for law enforcement services. Motion carries. Motion by Rasmussen, seconded by Helgevold to approve the contribution of $1,500 paid to the Belmont Area Arts Council to help with dust control during the Antique Power Show. Motion carries. Motion by Rasmussen, seconded by Cluse to appoint Carl Helgevold as the representative to the CICS Supervisor Advisory Committee. Motion carries. Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, gave an update on the secondary roads. There were 14 work orders completed last week. One of the work orders was replacing bridge number 139A on 200th Street Northwest of Clarion. The cost for replacement was around $67,000, with the majority of the cost being the materials. The bridge replacement cost The bridge replacement south of Galt on R59 has been poured and currently waiting for the cure time to backfill towards the end of this week. Crews will begin working on bridge number 38 on 190th Street by Lee Avenue for a bridge replacement.
Maybe that's 138.
Bridge number 138, okay, on 190th Street. Okay.
Okay, she
Yeah.
said 38. Sorry, I didn't know one.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
no, that's fine.
Apologize.
Yeah, no problem. Motion by Helgevold, seconded by Rasmussen to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
So, change crews will begin from began.
Yeah, And then-
Or change will to have. But this, so it's grammatically correct.
yeah. And then there was a motion by Helgevold and seconded by Rasmussen near the top.
Okay. Are there any other additions or corrections? Hearing none, they'll stand approved as corrected. Payments for claims have been around. Open forum for public input. Not even anybody online.
You know, those days we head out early, we get up to the lake, huh?
No.
Fort Dodge.
No, not till tomorrow. Okay, Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, update on secondary roads.
Hey, blades were out regular blading last week. They pulled them off late in that week, due to lack of moisture. So we put the guys on, mowing and hauling rock, where needed. Trucks still hauling the rock dusting, for year 4 gravel. They also hauled backfill material to Bridge 138 and then also topped it with the good material, the road rock, to finish that up. Work orders, there were 7. I forgot to update that. So the service, there was 3 repairs, there was 3 and no service SO, no repair SO. And then the one bridge that we did get done was Bridge 138 with 126 inch CMP. Total cost was 69, or just almost 70 grand. So 35 for the materials, 19 for the equipment, and 14 for the labor, 15 for the labor, if you want to talk that. So that's 2 that we've completed in the last couple weeks. They've started on Bridge 141B today. That is a multi-plate, so it'll take just a little bit longer. They got to actually bolt together 4 pieces, go all the way through. It's 60 footers. So we have 2 60 footers to do multi-plate and then 1 80 footer left still, so.
And where's that? Where's the 41 located?
So 141B is, or 141A, B is right. 210, we have multiple bridges here, I think this is one on 210, just east of Ida.
Okay.
So
North of, is that north of Holmes?
North and a little bit.
north and east, mainly east. So we'll be doing another one, 141, so that's 141B, we're gonna do 141A also, and then 137, we still have to get done up on 190th Street.
Okay, and anticipated dates on like that one? Just looking at harvest.
Yeah,
coming up
I
here
think we should be, I would say,
before the 20th of September.
all 3 of them.
Be pushing it.
Might be pushing for all 3.
Okay.
Just depends, cause it's bolt together, so there's
Yep.
thousands of bolts on this thing.
Yep.
They did do a bolt together one last year that was a little bit harder, that bridge 102.
Just north of Eagle Grove,
Yeah, yes,
Yep.
yes,
north and east.
but, they've never done a multi-plate round, so
Okay.
it seems like they have, the instructions down. We're having a pre-bolt together meeting today with the manufacturer, just to go over the instructions and make sure they were reading them the same way. But Jake seems to think that it's gonna be a lot easier than Bridge 102, because it's a lot less parts, it's just 4 pieces going in and, all the way down through.
But you gotta hold them up.
The excavator's gonna hold them up for them, and, so you put together the bottom, there's 1 piece on the bottom, you put together the whole line, flip that, right, you actually have it upside down and then flip it over, hold it, and then you have your 2 pieces on the sides and then 1 piece across the top.
Okay.
So they'll be doing that, and they're offset, so it's not like you make a
Right.
round, you
Right.
know, it's offset to create the strength, so. I'm hoping, I was gonna say by the end of September
Good.
for all 3 of those.
Good.
So I really wanna get 190th done, cause that's kind of a pass through.
We'll start and complete before we start another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
yeah, we'll have the road open and then go to the next one.
Okay.
So, okay? Mowing pavements for Labor Day, zone 1 60%, zone 2 is 100, and zone 3 was 50%. I say that because Belmont's all the way down and just haven't done the Dallas area yet. Granular update, still the same on the gravel. We've run 4 gradations right now with Wright materials, and they have not met the spec that we gave them yet. Everywhere else can meet that spec, it's modified subbase. They just have not come in. They submitted another one this morning, wasn't even close to the spec, it's all out. So I told Marcus, go run it just in case they did it wrong and figure it out, and we'll keep working with them, but we're having a hard time getting in the spec.
So if it doesn't meet the spec, the contract is void, or?
We haven't had a contract yet, we're trying to get to a product that they can make us for the price that they want. I did have a discussion about, if this isn't the product. Really don't want a product, I will test their product first, for sloppiness, you know,
Right.
essentially, when it gets wet.
We don't want
that.
it slimy on the
Yeah.
roads.
That's, and I said, this is, this rock or gravel is going in the Belmont area, and I don't want your product going in the Belmont area, and that's a reflection of you. So
If we can't get that, then we
we'll
truck
hit
it
up,
from
we'll
somewhere.
have BMC and get it, rock,
Right.
limestone,
All right,
so. Dusting is 50, just over halfway done with, your, forest scheduled gravel. Bridge 53 on the Galt blacktop, started backfilling it last week, continuing to backfill, today. And then bridge 138, kind of gives you a timeline of how long that took. That one was wasn't bolt together. That was just comes in 30-foot sections and put it in. So, we started 8:15 and got done 8:23.
nice.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Then when we do that, is there paperwork we have to do with the state
Yep.
to say this isn't a bridge anymore?
Yep, we submit our NBIA or NBIA, National Bridge Inventory and Assets. Like it's Form 20 down to the state, and then they take it off, so.
Good. And then I had several questions this weekend about all of the numbers are, all of the counter ropes across various roads. Can you
So
talk
there,
about that?
the DOT every 5 years does a, yes, 5 years does our vehicle count. In certain years, they actually do a specific count on roads. And then on some other years, they choose to just do kind of their logarithm and calculate those. So that's what they're doing for us to update our map. The last one was done in 2019. So this year's.
And that'll show where the gravel roads have so many vehicles per day. Yep.
Average annual daily traffic.
Does that have anything to do with funding for us?
It could. So bridges, this really depends on bridges. Is if we have over 25 vehicles a day, we can use our federal money on it, or VR money. If we can prove, like, say we had a closed bridge, many, or like we closed a bridge 5 years ago, and now the ADT is down. If I can prove to go back before the bridge was closed, or even before it was posted, if I can prove that there's at least 25 on it, I can still use.
To repair that?
Yes, to use federal dollars instead of local dollars.
Okay.
So,
And traffic counts are very important for economic development.
Yes.
Are they?
yeah.
Okay.
So when you see them, keep going back and forth.
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever it is.
Seventeen right now also, I see.
Yeah, normally if you see two that are really close together, they're trying to figure out type of vehicle too. So it'll hit, and then it'll know how many axles went across.
Okay.
So if it's just one, it's usually just counting.
That seems like it'd be a nightmare to figure that out.
Okay. Any other questions, Brad?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Meetings, of course, we had the ISAC last week. Well attended. Courses on leadership. And then the last day, they had the hot topics thing. There was a session on the legislation that makes it that spending can't go over 103. If it's over 103%, it goes down. I don't remember the rule, but anyway, I like to talk about talking to legislators, and I had a conversation with Mark Thompson concerning, hey, let's not do a whole bunch of new property tax stuff, even though we have the trifecta in the state of Iowa right now, and that'll be a hot topic. Let's wait and see what you've done, how that affects counties.
Yep.
Because it's put limitations
reserves.
on us, right, and our reserves. That's probably the reason that they're doing it, is because the state reserves are so high, so they're saying, hey, if we can do this, why can't counties do this at the local level? So. Anything?
I had them on the way down on Zoom, which was, everything was fine.
And we had Midas while we were down there,
Wednesday,
okay,
no, housekeeping items.
okay,
Got EMS or ambulance advisory board at 5 o'clock today. It's a Zoom meeting. More or less just getting prepped for the special election.
any, are we doing anything in the paper?
Yeah, they're gonna come up with some ads. I got some of the preliminary stuff for discuss the meeting today.
Okay.
Some of the, what your property tax, what the cost of a single family home, if you have like a 40-acre parcel of land, things like that, so you'll know what kind of money it is.
Okay. And that election is Tuesday, the
12th.
the 12th. Okay. And we can vote absentee right now, right? If we're not
Yes.
gonna be there?
Yes,
Okay,
you can vote in my office.
all right,
So on your advertising or for EMS, if you're gonna spend monies advertising and using the monies, the tax dollars, you cannot say vote yes,
Correct.
EMS.
It's informational
just
only.
information
Yep.
only.
okay,
I'll confirm that with them today.
Yeah.
okay. Mhm. Anything else?
Jason Schlutenhofer,
Yeah.
Is there anything you can say about the co-op fire yesterday?
Nothing right now, no.
Okay,
Where the.
Where was that?
Dallas.
the Dow's, leg on the,
Yep.
one of the top legs was on fire yesterday. Well, I don't know, fire or smoke, there was
Still
smoke.
fire.
Was there fire?
That inside city,
Yeah,
it wasn't very descriptive on the.
A lot of mutual aid.
yeah, it was what, Belmont, Clarion, Coulter, Mutual Aid, and then did Eagle Grove go over with their fire truck, with their ladder truck?
Belmont had their ladder probably.
Yeah, I don't think it was long enough though, probably not. It was way up there.
Problem is, so last time I had a fire like that, when I was on Eagle Road, is we had to dump 30,000 bushel on the ground just to bring the fire down to us,
Yeah,
because it was so high in the bin, or so
Yeah.
high in the dryer.
Wow.
So,
but was it in the bin or was it in the leg?
I don't haven't talked to anybody since yesterday afternoon, exactly where it was.
when I was on in Eagle, it was in the dryer portion. We actually had to drop, I mean, I was looking down, I was holding up on that hose, and there's 30,000 bushels on the ground.
Yeah,
Of beans.
Good.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.